It's so big that it stops passers-by in their tracks. The 100-foot-high plus minarets tower over the local landscape and can be seen from blocks away. This is the Cologne Central Mosque, and when construction is completed, it will be Germany's largest Muslim house of worship. The $40 million facility will hold at least 1,200 worshipers and include a restaurant, a prayer room, a library, and more. This is just a massive structure. It takes up an entire city block here in Cologne, and when it's finished, it will be the largest mosque in all of Europe. Germany is home to some 4.3 million Muslims, including 125,000 who live in Cologne. The large majority are Turkish. Although Cologne already has some 30 mosques, one German Muslim activist told CBN News the new facility is needed.
You had for years, for decades, you had very, very ugly places in the most and poorest parts of Cologne, underground, in booths, elsewhere where you had prayer places. And so now to have something which is visible, which is quite in the midst of the society, is something that is in deep and great need for the city itself, for the Muslims and for the society.
Ibrahim El-Zayat helps support mosque projects throughout Europe. His critics have said he's a radical Islamist with ties to the Muslim Brotherhood. El-Zayat denies the charge and says he's only trying to help Muslims take their rightful place in German society.
If you compare it by percentage to the total population of Muslims, and compare it, for example, to churches, to total population of Christians, then you should have in Germany not 3,000 prayer places, but 15,000.
Michael Hearn-Patberg is an anti-jihad activist based in Cologne. He told CBN News the new mega mosque is a political statement to show Islamic dominance in the city. It's no coincidence, he says, that Cologne is also home to the famed High Cathedral of St. Peter, a historic landmark and symbol of German Catholicism.
The cathedral is the largest Christian building north of the Alps, and the 4 Islamic Turkish associations also have their center in Cologne. The purpose is to challenge the sovereignty of Christianity in Cologne.
Not far from Cologne, in the small German town of Herten, locals are seeing a similar trend. Herten's population is 10% Turkish Muslim and rapidly growing.
There are a lot of small mosques here, called the backyard mosques. There are quite a number of them, but there is one big mosque, the Blue Mosque, and another one is being built.
Jutta Becker is a member of Herten City Council. She took CBN News to the so-called Blue Mosque, where cars were decorated with Turkish flags. Becker says the town's Christian leaders are silent in the face of Islam's growth.
When there are so-called Christian Islamic dialogue meetings, both the Catholic priests and the Protestant ministers ask me not to open my mouth and cause any trouble. I've got the reputation for stirring up things because I will not take the Islamization of this town lying down.
In Germany, critics of Islamization are often labeled by the media and the left as Nazis and racists.
It's always the same argument, the knock them dead argument. You're a right radical, or a populist radical, or you're a Nazi, or you're a foreign hater.
Claudia Ludwig heads the Independent Citizens Party in the town of Recklinghausen, north of Cologne. She believes many German Turks are more attached to their home country than to Germany.
The Turks in Germany regard Erdogan, and not the Chancellor of Germany, as their leader.
Turkey's Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan heads that country's Islamist government. In 2008, he told an audience of Germany's Turks that assimilation into German society would be, quote, a crime against humanity. Erdogan's government is directly involved in the building and supervision of mosques across Germany, including the Cologne Mega Mosque, through a cultural organization called DİTİB. DİTİB acts as an arm of the Turkish government in Germany. It operates with full German permission.
They should be looked at as enrichment, not as threat. And so if we say Erdogan has a relation to the people, oh, it's absolutely fine.
Erdogan's regime has drawn closer to its Islamic neighbors in recent years and is fiercely anti-Israel. That has some in Cologne wondering whether the new mega mosque will really be the beacon of tolerance that El-Zayat would suggest. Eric Stackelbeck, CBN News, reporting from Cologne, Germany.